Hold on. We rolling. We live.
Absolutely. We gotta start buzzing across their head on a more regular basis. They finna see us all the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
So look, man. It's a lot of dudes who got big names around here in Chattanooga. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference when you put them up against people in the world or
Yeah.
across the nation. You know what I mean? Like I've been to Chicago. I've been to Philly. I've been up north. And I seen how big these places are. You know, and we in this small little town, so a lot of times we might think we bigger than what we is. You know what I mean? So today, we're gonna talk about some of the biggest in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how you feel about that conversation?
I mean, it's gonna be interesting because we've talked about the local level. We've even hinted at some people on the state level. But
Who
when
are
we
some of the local people that we discussed? For those who don't remember,
I mean, we've talked about Nathan Benford. We've talked about Vic Novine. We've talked about
Jake Away.
Ace Jakeaway. A lot of people. Did we mention Samuel Pettyjohn?
I don't think we did.
Hey, so if we didn't, we did it kind of a disservice. Cause Sam Pettyjohn was that dude, man.
If I'm not mistaken, he the one who turned up Ninth Street, right?
Yeah, had
We'll
it on.
get into that though. We'll get into that. We don't want to give him too much. We don't want to give him too much. And we got a special guest here for y'all today.
Absolutely.
Straight from New Jersey, man. He an expert in this area. That's why we kind of talking about this topic today. He an expert in this area. Not to say too much, but he kind of mob related. I'm talking about the original mob. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the original mob. His family kind of related, but I don't want to get too much into that. But
mob ties, like
yeah, he got mob ties. You know what I mean? We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
So
the real.
Yeah, the real mob. But with that being said, man, let's go on and crank this show up, man. This your boy, Poonie Moonie.
RMJR.
And this is
The War. Oh,
words.
Y'all know where y'all at. Y'all know what we doing. Hey, man, hit the subscribe button. Share this. Get out your feelings and share it, man. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know what we doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so what we got going today, man?
Hey, man, top 5 street legends in the world. Top 5.
In the world.
Not your block, the world.
But before we bring our guests in, I'm finna catch you off guard with this. I just want to see what you're gonna say.
Come on.
In Chattanooga, who you think the top 5 is?
Top five street legends in Chattanooga?
In Chattanooga.
In no particular order. Vic Novine, Ace Jakeaway, Vic Novine, Ace Jakeaway, Nate Benford, Samuel Pettyjohn, and I'm gonna go with the infamous Shouty.
I knew you was gonna do it.
That's who I'm going with, man.
Okay. So if we doing this, he on record saying that he told on a nigga.
I'm going. My list is my list.
Okay, so it don't matter. He blatantly he came out with it. He said yeah, I told, and I'm out of jail. Boom, I win. He said it live.
Hey man, listen. Okay, if I hit 50 points in the game, if I get kicked out of the game, that they still count my 50 points.
Yeah, what if you had a magnet in the rim though?
If I hit 50, they gonna count my 50, even though I got ejected.
This is
the War.
Oh, so what all right, you got a point there. So look, man, we finna bring our guests in, man. We ain't gonna keep y'all no longer, man. We finna bring our guests in. We just gonna call him Joe. You feel me? No last names, no none of that. You feel me? And
You
don't let the appearance fool you. You
need
feel me?
what you don't need to know.
There you go. We gonna call him Joe. That's his name, my boy Joe. And he from New Jersey. You feel me? Just to let y'all know, I told you, we making moves, man. We networking and
Not
meeting
Jersey,
people.
not Jersey Pike. He from the real New Jersey. Not
New
Jersey.
Jersey. There you go. So we finna bring my boy Joe in, man.
What's up, fellas?
There go my
What's,
dog Joe. What's up, dog?
How you
what's
doing, guys? What's up? What's
Yeah,
up?
man, you get you on in here, man. Yeah,
Thank you
what's
for having
cracking,
me,
dog?
guys. I'm honored.
What's going on in New Jersey, man?
Not much right now. It's a little bit rainy out. It's muggy, a little bit uncharacteristic of the season, but not really much. It's coming up on the fall time, and just regular old
It
stuff.
get cold. It get cold down there around this time, don't it?
I don't even know anymore. The weather's all fucked up, man. Weather people can't make up their minds. It rains one day. It might snow on Halloween. It'll be 70 degrees on Christmas. Like you don't even know anymore, man. It's just today it's warm. Yesterday I was wearing all sweats, sweatsuit. So
Thank yeah. Go ahead, RMJR.
Yeah, I think for that weather, man, they got us tripping all across the world. I don't care whether you're in the South, the East, the West. You don't know what to expect when you walk outside.
Yeah.
they got all this technology and shit. Everything's getting better and better apparently, but they still can't figure it out, man. Global warming, but it's still cold to me. I don't know.
Right. So just to get it crunk up, man, let's let the people know how we linked up. You got a certain niche that you do on social media. You know what I mean? Let the people know what you do, man, and give them some of your background, and who you gonna work with, some of your expertise.
Yeah, man. And thanks again, guys, for having me on. I'm humbled. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no doubt. My name's Joe. I'm 29 years old. I got a business degree from Montclair State University over here in Jersey. I work in healthcare, but as far as today's topic, I'm an independent researcher, underworld history, gangland researcher, as well as a journalist. I do a little bit of writing. I have a couple outlets. It's called one of my outlets is called New Jersey Underworld on Facebook. It's a group. So, you just type in New Jersey Underworld on Facebook. I think I sent it to Mo. Join that up. And I've been running that for a few years now. Got a few thousand people in there. I try to get a lot of the discreet or obscure history when it comes to the streets, from whatever. But I like to consider myself a expert on Jersey. And then I also have my Instagram page. It's called Underworld Legends. I've been running that for a few years now too. I was shadow banned for a while, so it didn't really take off as well as I wanted it to. But since that shadow ban has been removed, and I've been kind of buzzing again a little bit. So that's Underworld Legends on Instagram, where I post some of my mostly pictures, obviously. That I try to find like rare stuff from all over the country, just street legends, hustlers, kingpins, mobsters, whatever it may be. But mostly, I like to say that I'm well versed in New Jersey underworld history. I know a lot about like the black underworld in Harlem. A lot of history there. And then I got a pretty much at least a foundational level of understanding on the underworld history throughout the country. I've done research. I've researched pretty much everything around the country and parts, around the world too. But mostly Jersey, Harlem, and then other, a little bit of everything else. But my main thing is I try to find the obscure people, the obscure stories that you can't just Google, you know. And yeah, I've been down a rabbit hole since COVID, and I haven't came out of that rabbit hole ever since.
And for y'all don't know, obscure mean like hard to find. You know, underground. You know, as we would call it down here, the chitlin circuit. You feel me? Like stuff that the average person might not know. You know, and I think that's a very unique niche. You know, to get involved in. So just tell them how we made you say you hit me up. You say you saw one of my videos and it was talking about a person. I want you to just tell Chattanooga, you know what I'm saying? How we linked up. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, no problem. So about a few years ago, 2, 3, 4, something like that, a few years ago, I was doing some research, and I always knew that I kind of have an idea that there was gangsters everywhere, you know, kingpins everywhere. No matter what town in the country you could think of, they're there. So I was looking at Chattanooga stuff, and I came across a name, read about this guy, and I was like, damn, I need to learn more about this guy. I looked into him. His name's Vic Novine, as you guys know of him very well. And I've kind of been trying to get in touch with him, not since I first messaged him a few years ago. Kind of every so often I circle back around on the name. I was I gotta reach to these guys. That's what I did. A message, and here I am now.
All right, and you say you seen the video clip with Tobias Poole.
Yep, yeah, oh yeah, and he talked about Vic giving $5 bills on Halloween.
All right, go ahead, Roland.
So, I mean, I got a question, but I was gonna let him. So, quick question: since you very versed in New Jersey, and it's like we a fish out of water when it comes to New Jersey. So, real quick, give us your top 5 New Jersey legends, and they don't even have to be in order.
I'm sorry about that, man. I don't know if it's on my end, but I went out for like 10 seconds there. Can you repeat that question?
All right, I got you. Give us your top 5 New Jersey legends, street legends.
Okay.
And they don't have to be in order.
That's my thing, man. I'm gonna forget somebody because there were so many. But I'm gonna try to keep it low key here. No particular order, right? I'm gonna say it's hard not to say like the mobsters, the original mobsters. I'm gonna have to say Jerry Katina. He was depending on who you ask, he was a powerhouse in the Genovese crime family. He's from Newark, New Jersey. He actually came up under another guy who I want to say his name was Longies Willman, big Jewish mobster from Newark. They kind of came up together. Longie was the first. He was like Jerry. He handpicked Jerry Katina out of Newark as his like top lieutenant. And then Jerry Katina came up to be like, it was in one of the big articles, I want to say in the 80s, Jerry Katina, they had him ranked like 4th or 5th richest mobster in the country. And that's obviously up for debate. But he was down with like the Jewish mobsters, Meyer Lansky, you might have heard of him. He was going out to like, he was dealing with him when Meyer Lansky got flushed out to Israel. So I got to say Jerry Katina. And then I also mentioned Longies Willman, who started off as his boss. And then in the 50s, he this is also up for debate. They found him hanging in his house, his mansion in Jersey over here. And some people say he hung himself. He was going through a trial, at the time. Some people say that guy snuck in and hung him. But he was a big time guy. He bankrolled a piece. I want to say he bankrolled a piece, if not the whole Columbia Records in California. He spent some time dating Jean Harlow. He spent some time, or he provided muscle to combat like the domestic Nazis.
So this the guy that bankrolled Columbia Records.
Yeah, his name's Longie's Woman, Jewish mobster from Newark. He started off he started off running numbers like on push cart, like from door to door, push carts and stuff like that. Then he started protecting the push carts. Legendary figure from the Jewish ward of Newark. And the listeners and the viewers could go do some of their own looking into of Longie's Woman. And now I mentioned Jerry Katina before. Jerry Katina kind of passed him up as time went. You know, he was Italian, so he kind of had more of an opportunity in the underworld for the most part. Usually that's kind of how it works. The Italians are like the cream of the crop, historically speaking. So yeah, Jerry Katina, Longie's Woman. I mean, man, I'm going to leave out like so many guys, but I got to say Richie the Boot Boiardo, another legendary Italian mobster from.
You said Richie the Boot?
Richie the Boot Boiardo. You might
Why
have heard
they call him the Boot?
They don't really know for sure. There's like a bunch of there's different stories about that. They say it might have had to do with just simply as the shape of Italy. And then there was a story which I kind of believe might be. It seems pretty logical to me. He at one point he might have been doing some business out of like a phone booth or some sort of booth, and with the accent back in the day, they say, "Oh, he's in the booth," and then over time it became the boot. And then that stuck. That's what people say, but it's not. There's no like proof as to how he got that nickname. But he lived in a compound in Livingston, New Jersey. It's still here, and you could look that up. There's a lot of stories on that. It was in there was an article that featured it in Life magazine back in the day, and then it also inspired the Godfather, the garden. He had a garden, so you see the Godfather movie. He's in the garden. If you look up the Boots house, he had like a similar garden in the house too. Like he inspired the compound in the Godfather. And I think he only spent like a night in jail or some crazy stuff like that from the 30s to his death in the 80s. Just he was in mythical figure that you hear. He had like he had an incinerator in his backyard, and they say he used to throw bodies in there. He used to have like guard dogs on his yard. And he had like a natural alarm system. He used to keep like geese in cages, and that they would alarm like him. They would start, quacking or whatever when like somebody was around. just in all kind, actors and singers in and out of his house. And there's pictures of him with Frank Sinatra. There's pictures of him with Joe DiMaggio. Actually, I take that back. There might not be a picture of him with Frank Sinatra, but they say they kind of were buddies. But definitely pictures of him with Joe DiMaggio. And then his son also, Richie the Boot's son, became a gangster too behind him. So you got Jerry Katina, you got Longie, you got Richie the Boot. Now, realize I picked three guys from Newark, but you got so many other towns and cities over here where they were just gangsters, bro. I'm gonna switch it up here now, just for the sake of obscurity, which I love to talk about. You got the Gibson brothers. They were from Long Branch, New Jersey, which is like a beach town over here. Not really well-known town to like the average person, but some interesting history there. And the Gibson brothers, specifically Douglas Gibson, he was a kingpin from over here. And they were saying he had a Mexican mud connect, and he like paved the way for that in the 70s. He was super fly figure, like literally in the papers they called him that. And he was getting to it. He was getting money, and that's that's a very low key guy that you're not going to really be able, if you find something online, it's probably because I wrote it up on him or whatever. I'll show you him real quick because I have it right here. This is they used to call him Main Man or Big Mac, and he had an independent Mexican mug connection, and he got that through like somebody that he knew that was working at a military base, I want to say in Texas, back in the 70s. So this is him right here, Douglas Gibson. And so Jersey Shore super fly figure that people don't really
that's the look Poonie Moonie going for right there.
Yeah, you're right.
This is.
And
you got one more, man. You got one more.
One more. You know, like I said, I know I'm missing people, but I'm just gonna go at it with, you know, my own little taste, my own little touch to it. You had another guy in the 30s, like think like Al Capone era, 20s, 30s, in Paterson, New Jersey. Actually, that's partially where my family comes from. Paterson, one of the most treacherous cities in the country. You know, I'll stand by that. Historically speaking, and even today, like it's worse today probably than it ever was. Every night there's like drug related shootings and gang shootings, and they found like, you know, 4 mills with like a shit ton of crack in them like a couple months ago. But anyway, I'm gonna go with this guy who was from there during the Al Capone era. His name was Charlie Diggs. He was actually a black guy. He was actually a black mob boss in the 30s, early 30s, late 20s. Now, reason why I'm picking him is because people don't know about him at all. People, you can't really find much on him. I mean, maybe a little Google search, a couple articles might come up maybe. But his name was Charlie Diggs, and he was, like I said, a black mob boss way before his time. If you look at the Al Capone days and you try to look up a black mob boss from that era, you're not really going to find anybody. I mean, some people might say Bumpy Johnson, but that's up for debate. I've done a lot of research on Bumpy Johnson, and I haven't really found any proof of him being anything in the 30s, which is, you know, not what the common perception is of Bumpy Johnson. So this guy, Charlie Diggs, was running stuff, drugs, numbers, stuff like that. And he was actually like he was around on the street from like the 1910s. There was this area in Paterson. They used to call it the Show District, SHO, which I'm pretty sure I was able to figure out that it meant the shore of like a river that's over here in Paterson. It was like the Shore District, but it sounded like show. And this was like, you can't even imagine this in the movies. Like this was a slum, like the worst slum you could think of, like prostitutes, guys running wild, shooting guns, like robberies, knife stabbings, like crazy stuff. Like, and that was in Paterson. And this guy, Charlie Diggs, kind of came up as like the tough guy out of there. Like I did some research on him and I found stories of him, you know, like kicking somebody's ass or whatever, stabbing somebody like in the 19 teens. And then as you follow him, by 1918, he got involved in a silk robbery. Now, let me tell you, Paterson back then was the silk manufacturing capital of the world, or at least the country, but one of the biggest ones in the world at the time. So a big criminal, you know, a big thing that the criminals were doing back then was robbing the silk, you know, from like right off the highway, off of like vehicles or like from the factories. So Charlie Diggs actually made his way, I think, by doing this with a young up and coming Italian mobster. Now we're talking, like I said, over 100 years ago. He was actually a driver in a big time silk robbery that happened over here. You follow him a little bit more, then he was going to the city for drugs over the years, and then he was involved in gambling. Then over years later, he had like his own social club, and then he actually got killed in the early 30s. He got shot and killed like in the alleyway behind his house, and he had like a chauffeur. And they said, I found an article. Now this, you know, you could take this for what it's worth, but there was an article that said like when he died, like over the next few short amount of days or weeks or whatever, like guys from like towns nearby and everything up and coming gangsters were like coming up out of the woodwork because they were under his thumb at first. But when he died, it paved the way for like literally in the article I found, it said hundreds of gangsters from like different towns nearby, like Patterson or Clifton, Garfield, Passaic is another big one over here where gangster history is like second to none. They call it Little Cicero. So yeah, Charlie Diggs is my last guy that I'll pick. And I'm giving you guys a gem of history right there with that one. That's movie stuff, that guy right there, Charlie Diggs' life. So
hey, we listening, man. I'm hearing it. I never heard of these people, and I'm definitely gonna do some research on it, man. I'm definitely gonna do some research.
I'll do it. And like I said
So,
too, you could hop on my Facebook group too, type names in, and I posted a lot on there. You might be able to find something out on there too.
I got you. So another thing I wanted to talk about, man, I wanted to discuss was some of the differences from Upper East. You know, Tennessee, we on the same time zone. You know, we on the same time zone, but we considered down south. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though we on the same time zone, Atlanta, Tennessee. You know, we on the same time zone or whatever. We on the side of Tennessee where we on the Eastern time zone. So I gotta tell you this story, and it made me think. You see a lot of cases down south, in my opinion, you'd be like, they did what? They was talking on the jail phone about what? They got caught on camera doing what? You know what I mean? Like, you don't see this stuff up toward that way. You see it, but it's not as much as you would see it down here. You know, down south or whatever. So I want to say this. I was in DC. I was in Washington DC, and I was actually in the hood of the legend Rayford Edmond, and I was down there shooting a music video. But after we got done shooting the video, we was trying to get some weed or whatever. You know what I mean? And we went to go get the weed. And well, first I gotta say this. When I got to DC, I noticed. I said, man, I ain't never seen this many. It's cameras everywhere, dog. I'm talking about like cameras everywhere. It's not. We got cameras down south. But the magnitude of cameras that I seen, I had never seen nothing like that in my life. So we did this the day before, you know. But the next day, we get done shooting the video. We go to get the weed. We pulled up to get these weed. That is before COVID. These dudes got on ski masks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we pull up to get the weed. The dude whistled. He whistled. You know, and some little dude on a bike rode across the street.
Yep.
Another little dude ran across the street. Some other dude came and threw something on the ground. The other dude came and picked it up. Now this $30, $40 worth of weed. We're talking about $30, $40 worth of weed. No more than $50. You feel me? So I said, man, y'all gotta do all that to sell $50 worth of weed, you know? And he was like, yeah, man, they be on this shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the dude who was taking us, he was from DC. He said he had a cousin that lived in Nashville, Tennessee. He said he went to a family reunion and he said, man, my cousin went outside, say, man, I'll be right back. I'm finna go serve somebody. I'm finna go make a sale, you know. I don't know what y'all call it, but he said, I'm finna go serve somebody.
Serve, yeah.
And he said his cousin walked outside and walked to the car and gave him the drugs and came back in the house. He said he was waiting on the police to jump out everywhere. And he said he was just looking around. He was like, man, y'all still doing it like that? He was like, man, we stopped doing it in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? He was like, they ain't been serving like that since the 80s. You know what I mean? And for me, it just showed me the difference of levels of hustling from down south to up north. You know what I mean? Like it's a different level. In my opinion, you gotta be smarter to hustle up that way and way more calculated. You know what I mean? It's kind of easier down here. You know what I mean?
Right. Man. Yeah, I think there's a lot of different factors with that, like, just population, stuff like that, and you guys still there?
Yeah. We just letting the feed.
Joe, we see.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think like population, just and then like people from 70s, 80s that got busted or whatever back then, they kind of like paved the way. So over time, like anything else, it's like any other like game or whatever. Like Steph Curry came through and changed basketball, right? Like everybody shoots threes now. Every big man wants to shoot threes, and every little man wants to dunk. So I say that to say that it's kind of like that in the street too, just like everything evolved. And over here, there's just so much more going on that like it leads to like it kind of like paves the way, Uh, but yeah, when you were describing like the you were buying the weed in DC, um, that from what I've gathered is that style of how do I explain it? Like, I guess for lack of a better term, drug peddling. Actually, there's a few brothers that were credited with doing that in the 60s. The Ross brothers in Harlem. There was a drug agent who credited them with like modernizing like drug dealing pretty much, and pretty much insulating the bosses or the leadership. So that's obviously the reason why they were doing it that way, where this guy was coming in and they were dropping on the floor and all that stuff. That's literally a system to like, as you know, like insulate the leadership. But yeah, I could see. I mean, I don't really know much about what goes on down there, but I could understand why. I mean, just even in regular society, like it's night and day. When I go down to like Florida or whatever, like you don't even hear a car horn beep down. Come back and you're getting fuck you already, like right away on the road and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just a different pace, man, and less people. It's more like open down there, I would imagine. As far as the street stuff goes.
Right.
So far as like that, a lot of people don't understand that in Washington D.C. everything is federal. Everything. So they ain't try. A lot of dudes, man, I ain't finna touch that. Because if you touch it, you become part of a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that stuff came from New York, because as you guys know, like when I'm sure you have an idea of this history, it started with kind of like petty stuff, and then the dealers from New York City started going down to DC, like in the 80s. They noticed that they could make way more money, dealing with the market down in DC. So you had guys like Alpo, like Demencio, and hustlers like that. I mean, they were beyond hustlers at that point. And Kevin Childs, allegedly, they used to go down to DC and flood the streets. And they were the ones that are like, they started that shit in DC, like as far as the violence and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't always violent, but it changed in the 80s, man, when those guys from New York started coming down. Now I'm not sure about the federal stuff, like when that all started in DC, but that makes sense. That's a good point.
That shit was crazy. I was like, man, y'all do all this for this? I'm like, I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, y'all gotta go through all this to make $40. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But you said Alpo, man. What was the when Alpo got killed? What was the news in DC when Alpo got took out? What was they talking about in DC? And as I understand, I feel like you had something to do with breaking that story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what the streets of DC were saying at the time of.
I mean, New Jersey. My bad.
Yeah. I mean, well, you have the Hood Classic Paid in Full, so that kind of like set everybody knows who Alpo is because of that movie and Rich Porter, right? So it kind of just has like a buzz to it. That story, that's the story that everybody's gonna like go crazy over, flock to.
Yeah.
So so at the time I was interning for Don Diva magazine, doing a little bit of social media work and video production with them, and some scripting. And I had a source reach out to me from Harlem, and one early morning she reached out to me and said, hey, like Alpo just got shot and killed on the street. And I credit myself. I know that I was the one to break that news. You might not really see that out there, and my name won't be connected to it. But I'm telling you right now, like you could ask the people over at Don Diva, they'll tell you, like I broke that news. But so that happened, and I told the people over at Don Diva. I mean, I had my outlets, but they weren't that big at the time, so I was like, let me just tell them. And then they were like, what are you talking about? Like, what's this white boy from Jersey talking about? And then they went and did their due diligence on it. They checked on it, and it came out that it was true. Because the guy who runs Don Diva, Kevin, Mr. Childs, I'm pretty sure he was friends with Alpo back in the day. So he checked it, and I guess, and it was true. And ever since then, they were kind of like blown away. Like, how the hell did you get that? And then that was kind of like how I kind of got like my first like real credit in that world. But yeah, it was a big deal when that happened. Everyone was going crazy, and there's still people that believe that he's still alive too.
Yeah, like Tupac.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Yeah.
So me and my boy, we always had this debate. He say Tupac is the first cap rapper of all time. He say he the first capper. No, explain to RMJR what you say.
So listen, Tupac was the first rapper to cap in a major way to the industry. Me personally, I don't think he was nothing like what he put in his raps. That Thug Life jump was nothing but a facade. The man went to the school of Juilliard. And okay, you from up there. You from up that way. I'm from little old Tennessee, Chattanooga. So what do the people tend to think about Tupac? Tupac, a lot of people don't know. Tupac is really, I think he's from that area, like New York, somewhere like in between that area, somewhere like that. Cause the Outlaws, I think the Outlaws from New Jersey or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
From Newark, I think the Outlaws are.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Yeah, but he claims like all different areas. Like he claimed LA, right? He claimed Baltimore. I think he was born like in the Bronx. Am I right about that? I think.
I believe so.
But yeah, he claimed like all over the place. I mean, there's pictures of him. There's a lot of low key pictures of him too, like street guys in like Florida, like Carver Ranches, Miami, like small little neighborhood over there. Back in those days. So I think he kind of was all over the place. And my opinion, I'm not going to say that I'm kind of on the same, I believe the same kind of idea as you. But I think he definitely was around it. I think he saw it. I think it inspired him to rap about that stuff, but I'm not going to say that he was doing that. I would agree with that.
So, okay. So we got an expert, the man who looks deep in there, and I'm through with it, man. I keep telling dude.
Look, all I'm saying is the man shot at the police, man.
He get hurt because he want to believe Tupac it was the most gangster That man was a studio.
I did not say he was the most gangster, but I said he wasn't capping.
Not at the police.
He done grown up in it though. His mama was a Black Panther. They was in the. Come on, he grew up in the hood. You can grow up in the hood. That just because you grew up in the hood, bro.
It just because if I'm a preacher, that don't mean me a saint.
But I'm saying you grew up in the hood. That don't mean that don't mean that you no gangster. That don't mean you don't know what's going on, fool.
That mean I don't know how to get out the way too. Bye.
Well, he changed. You know, the man died. Look, the man died when he was 25 years old, bro. That's still a young man. So he still was in the process of learning shit. You feel me? In my opinion.
Hey, man. The man ain't who he say he was, man.
He was 25. He wasn't even, he wasn't a man time to go, in my opinion. At that time,
so,
at 25, he was what he, at 25 years old. Okay, Joe. Okay, so you say he capping, Joe. Okay, so peep the game.
Not exactly. I think he took inspiration.
At 25 years old.
Let the man speak.
At 25 years old.
Hold on. Let him speak.
This fool done shot at the police. Done been shot. He done been shot. Done shot at the police. Done been to prison. Falsely accused of rape. Done been
forcefully touching the buttock.
Years old. Just because he didn't go through it at 15 years old don't mean, you know, that don't mean, and at that time he was rapping about what he was going through. And name me one lie.
Can I repeat myself?
That he rapped about. You can't name me one lie that he rapped about.
Can I repeat myself? This man went to the penitentiary for forcefully touching the buttocks.
It don't matter. He was in the penitentiary there. It don't matter what you went for.
Get out of here, man.
You there with everybody. It doesn't matter what you go to the penitentiary for.
Man, get out of here, man. And then listen, he the first rapper who got a full-length interview chilling in the penitentiary on camera. Man, come on, man. You believe anything, man.
Tupac.
Lassane Paris Crooks. He ain't even go by his real name. Come on, man. Hey, man, we got bigger fish to fry than to be talking about a cap rapper. Come on, man.
Man, this is
the war. Talking about Tupac. Man, we got an important dude who looks into the real criminals of the underworld, and you bring up Tupac. I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm disappointed. You talk about the top 5 legends, street legends in the world, and you bring up Tupac. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. We gotta do better than this, man. Come on, man. We talking about the world, and you talking about Tupac. All these people we can pick from, you bring up Tupac. Come on, man.
I just wanted to get his opinion on it.
On behalf of the war words, I apologize for the both of us. He shouldn't have ever even brought Tupac.
Come on, man. So what you got for the man?
So, okay, Joe, I'm going to ask you this. How many real street legends died in between 20 and 25?
That's a good question. I mean, there's some that died before that. You know, you want me to name some?
Just give him a few, because he 10 of them. That man was 25. So give him a few, man.
You got.
First of all, I never said Tupac was a street dude.
No, I'm just
I said he a legend though. He ain't no legend. So Joe, Tupac ain't no legend.
In music, yes, he's a musical legend.
He's not a street legend.
Thank you.
I never said. When did I say he was a street?
Why you bring him up? Have
you heard me say Tupac was a street legend, Joe? I'm talking to Joe. Hold on, Joe. I'm gonna show you gotta watch this fool now.
Joe, I apologize.
This like
I'm
going to
sorry.
court with this fool. Look,
Joe, I'm sorry.
Since
Yeah,
we've
you guys
been,
are crazy, man.
the question I asked you, Joe, was, do you think Tupac is a cap rapper? Is that not what I asked you, Joe? Hold on. Before we started this conversation, what did I say?
That is what you asked me.
What did I ask you? Let me hear you repeat it.
Is Tupac a cap rapper?
Okay.
I think we're
When
having
in this conversation have I said Tupac is a street dude?
So okay, let me clarify.
Well, let Joe answer the question. You don't want to lose.
Joe,
in this
okay.
conversation
When we
have I
first
said
when we
Tupac
first
was a
started,
street dude? Hold
when
on.
we
Now, this
first
what he
started,
do.
we
This what he
bring
do,
up
Joe.
rap.
Now, you ain't gonna overtalk me. You ain't gonna overtalk me. Because we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Joe, in this conversation did I say Tupac was a street dude?
I thought that was your argument this whole time.
I said is Tupac a cap rapper? That's what I asked you.
Okay, yeah, you're
I
right
never said Tupac was a street dude.
you're
So
right.
what you hold up? The name of this show is Top 5 Street Legends in the World.
I was just throwing a side note out there.
Would you bring up
Because I want to hear. He from New Jersey. I want to hear what he had to say about.
And he spoke his mind.
I said, man, my exact words was, man, me and RMJR be having a debate. Do you feel like Tupac is a cap rapper? That's what I asked him. Just in between what we talking about.
And what did he say? What did he say?
Said, yeah.
So leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I ain't never said he was no street dude.
Joe, I apologize again, Joe. From the bottom of my heart, man. From the bottom of my heart.
This is
the whole war. Oh, hey, come on,
ahead, man. Go what you was asking, man.
So, Joe, give us maybe 2 or 3 guys who died, but by 25 or a little bit before 25, who was street legends.
You got the Kid Kingpin out of Elizabeth, New Jersey, Bilal Pretlow. They call him EZ. Treacherous dude out of the Pioneer Homes in Elizabeth. Shout out to Elizabeth, New Jersey. You got Shorty Figures from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He was a kingpin by like 15, 16. He invited Biggie to his birthday party when he was 16. There's a picture of them together. People don't know about Shorty Figures. I think Shorty was 16. Yeah. They call it Gunru, I think. Cedar Grand Rapids, Michigan. They call it Gunru. You got him. I mean, there's more. There's definitely more. But I get what you're saying about 25 or under. I mean, I feel like you got to have some longevity to be to really be considered like, I don't know. There's different levels of the scale of a legend. Like you could be a legend and do so much at a young age, or you could be a legend and you could live till you're 80 or 90 or whatever. Another one too was Little Smurf from Portland. He was like a Crip in Portland. He got like shot and killed, but I think he had like allegedly like a bunch of bodies to his name, and he was like a teenager too. Oh, and then you got the youngest street legend ever, the one that Tupac shouted out in his one song. Drawing a blank on what his name is. He was like 11, 12 years old, and they killed him executioner style.
His name would be Kato.
No. In Chicago.
Okay.
He's from Chicago too.
He was on the back of the picture in this interview.
It's a little kid with the cornrows.
He was in the back of the picture in this interview when he was in jail.
Yeah. There you go. That kid. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
I can't think of it, but
Yummy Sandifer.
Okay.
I know you're talking about
the youngest street legend ever.
Right you see, there. You wouldn't know that, Ron. You wouldn't know that information.
I know now. I know Tupac ain't. I know that.
Never said he was.
Come on. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So okay, let me put this name out there, cause this is appropriate, and He from Chattanooga. Jamokie Johnson is more of a street legend than Tupac will ever be. Do your research on him, Joe.
Yeah,
huh?
I gotta do that. When we're done here, I need you guys to send me some names.
Yeah, Jamokie Johnson. Yeah, legendary. Yeah. Hey man, quit playing with me, Poonie, Moonie. Nah, I just want to throw that out there. See, cause we
young legend for sure. But he dead though. He gone.
But he
ones that died young.
He died young, but he was one of them ones that did a lot before he died at a young age.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
For sure, man. But so yeah, man. Before we wrap things up, man, we went from a local level. We want to go on a big scale now. We want to go on the worldwide level. We want your top 5 street legends. Top 5 street legends. It ain't gotta be drug. It ain't gotta be drug dealers. It ain't gotta be just street legends. The top 5 street legends in the world. In the world. Give us your top 5.
I know you're saying in the world. I'm gonna go a different way, like I like to do. I'm not gonna say typical. I'm not saying I don't think you can really rank it. You know what I mean. I mean Pablo. I mean, everybody's gotta say Pablo. There's certain guys that everybody's gotta say. But I'm gonna stick to like people that in America for the most part. And I'm not taking away from Pablo, El Chavo, Griselda, Blanc, whatever you want to say. I'm not taking away from them. I actually had a guy I mentioned, Jerry Catino, on my list. I think he's underrated. That I mentioned from Newark. You got John Dillinger, the legendary, arguably desperado ever in American history. He had the media stamp and like newspapers. He had the country on lock. Like they were following everything that he was doing. Just robbing banks and having house and jet break, all this shit.
Hold on, something audio, Joe.
Yeah, I hear that echo. Let me try. I don't know what's happening. How about now?
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's still echoing. Why? But should I just keep going?
Yeah, keep
going,
man. So you got John Dillinger. I gotta say, I mean, he pretty much speaks for himself. Meyer Lansky was the mob financial guy. He controls all. They say he buried like shit when he died or whatever. And they never. He was. I mean, the mob couldn't really. He was a pulling strings in the background. Meyer Lansky.
Well, Meyer Lansky, behind the
Lansky and Bugsy Siegel were down together. Yeah. And then credit like in Vegas. So you could put him up too. Well, for me, number 1 is Lucky Luciano. Because of him, there would be no organization of the Italian American market. He's credited as the guy to get everybody together and say we could organize this thing and stop some we can make money together. That was his vision. He organized the 5 families in New York, and everybody else in the country kind of fell in line. So he's kind of maybe not the original bosses, but he's like the first credited, day Italian American mafia boss. Like he foundation and organizing. So yeah, that's my.
Okay, it's just to let you know, because I know you into this type of thing, and you do your research. It's a dude right now in Haiti. His name is Barbecue. His nickname Barbecue. If you type in Haiti Barbecue, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. He is like the new Lucky Luciano. He has brought all the gangs together in Haiti to take on the community. So check it out. That might be because this is a real gangster. His name is Barbecue. You can only imagine why his name is Barbecue.
Wow. Look that up.
So yeah, you have to check that out. But yeah, man, we got some kind of thing going on, man. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm muted. It's not going away when I'm mute.
Listen, Moonie, try to check your is your mic turned all the way up? Okay, because sometimes when your mic is turned all the way up, it gives a lot of feedback.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of cut mine down.
No, is this still doing? I turned it down a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, man. What was you about to say, RMJR? Question.
So do you remember the dude? I think his name was Croy. It's like he was from the country. He kind of did what Barbecue did before Barbecue. It was like he was leading the revolution.
Croy?
I think it was Kory. Or it was K. It was like Croy, I think.
Yeah, probably. You know, it's always somebody trying to start the revolution.
Yeah. So this dude. So, I mean, you got that.
I don't think he had the weapons that Barbecue got though. Well, Barbecue got the weapons.
This dude was ready. Go look him up. It started with a K. I might be pronouncing his name wrong. He was ready. He was like the first. See what they do? They give you different installments of the same thing. It's like he might have took what Croy did and put his twist to it. So Barbecue might be a step further.
Right.
So I got a question. What you Joe? What you feel about Wayne Perry?
Your mic on mute, Joe. Unmute your mic.
Oh, my fault. I was trying to get rid of that echo. Silk from DC. You know.
You said Silk. That's what they call him, Silk.
Yeah, or they used to call him Slim too, I think, or they call him Slim.
Wayne Perry, that dude, man.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, there's a lot of.
I heard he with a punk in jail. That's what I heard.
That's what they say, right?
Okay, you heard it too. Okay, he that dude. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, you seen what Omar was doing on the wire? He still, hey.
And got his brains blown out by a 12-year-old.
Hey, we all got to die one day.
Hey man, I'm gonna give you guys exclusive information that I found out on my own.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't find it out on my own. I got a research partner. His name's Mike Rowe. He wrote a book about Tough Teddy Rowe, the black gangster who died in a shootout with the Italians in Chicago. And we researched Bumpy Johnson. And long story short, we found information that Bumpy Johnson had a punk too in one of his during one, or I don't know when it was exactly, but at some point he had a punk too. So even the most legendary black gangster ever, they say, had a punk. So anything is possible.
Say Bumpy Johnson was getting that man head. Okay.
This is
make that up either. Like you can't just say that. Like I'm gonna try to find it real quick while we're
right here in the chilling circuit. That's how it go. It be like that though, man. Hey, what they say they was gay for the state. That's what they say. That's what I heard. That's what I heard them say. Roland said that's what the women prisoners say.
Yeah, that's a woman term, man.
The
That ain't that.
women, that don't make sense because women are lesbian, men are gay. So why would gay for the state be a woman's term? If it's lesbian,
The term started in a female prison.
gay for the state started in the female prison. So you was there. You was there when it started.
No, I researched it. Joe went there for a lot of the research. He researched, but he's very equipped with the knowledge and information. Quit playing with me, man. This is the whole.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. We appreciate you, Joe, man. Hopefully, this don't be the last time we get you on here. Maybe we'll look out with you. Yeah. Anything else you got, RMJR?
Nah, man. We appreciate you, and you brought a lot of stuff to light that we don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know some of this stuff, man. For real.
There's more too. There's way more.
All right,
so it's like
before you get out of here, Joe, give us one last gem. If you can give us one last gem that you think we ain't know, can you puzzle our minds one last time?
You want like a name or a figure? Pretty much what you're saying.
I got a separate question before we go.
Okay.
So
okay.
You said you was working with Don Diva magazine, right?
Correct.
The guy who the head guy is, what's his name?
Mr. Childs, Kevin Childs.
So he linked with Jay-Z, right?
I don't know.
Like Kevin Childs used to work for, I think he's some kin or somebody. He was connected with Def Jam and Rockefeller.
I gotta say, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, but I would not be surprised because I mean he was getting that money.
If I pull up his picture, you'll clarify whether it is him or not. Hold on, I'm finna pull up his picture. I think we talking about the same dude.
Okay.
Cause he real heavy in the music industry as well.
Go for it, man. Yeah, that's Kevin Childs.
Yeah, he connected with when we reconvened. Okay, let me ask you this. He connected with Rockefeller and Def Jam. So in that era, New York, New Jersey, is Jay-Z capping about all of his elaborate drug selling in his raps? Cause we know about Emory. We know Emory went to jail for real.
Right. I think it's when you were talking about Pac before, when we were talking about that, I wanted to say, like, I think you're talking about the wrong guy. There's more. There's more people like that. I would say that I think for the most part, unless it's like, unless you're like Will Smith or something, I think a lot of those guys rapped about stuff that they saw, man. I'm not gonna say that I think they were doing it. You know, I think the guys for the most part that were doing it, they're either dead or in jail, you know. And usually those guys were in the background or they were in jail first, then they picked up the rap game in jail. So but to answer your question, I would say for the most part, probably, yeah. And it's the same thing with his whole career, that whole Jazzo thing, and how Big Daddy Kane was trying to get him a deal, and he just like forgot about everybody. Like, his whole career is, I think, if you're asking me about Jay-Z, period, I think he's like overrated. That's my opinion. But
that's exactly how we feel down south. We feel the same damn way. We feel like Lil Boosie is bigger than Jay-Z. Down south, we think Lil Boosie is way more influential than Jay-Z because he really came from nothing. Like for real.
Poonie, do not speak for everybody.
Yeah, I was about to say you might be going far with that one. And I'm not even
saying, do you know Baton Rouge is a real little bitty small town in America? You feel me?
Yeah.
And for that man to accomplish what he done accomplished, you got to think New York a whole nother monster. Listen, Joe. A lot of people made it in New York, pretty much basically based on how big it is, and just that's where the game was at. That's where all the record labels was at. That's you can live in the project and catch the bus to the record label and go rap outside of the record label.
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody in Mississippi or Baton Rouge get that access. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for somebody to like blow up without all of that, without none of that, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta respect that, in my opinion.
You got it.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying he did nothing, but I just don't like. Okay, let me ask you this, Joe. How you feel about Dame Dash? Do you feel like Jay-Z kept it real with Dame Dash?
Nah.
Come on now.
Nah. I mean, and I'm no expert on that, but I think his whole shit was based off of just like kind of biting the style off of other people. You know?
You can hear the lyrics.
You know what I mean? And that's why some of those OGs, like, you know, Big Daddy Kane, and you watch some of those OGs on the Drink Champs, they're bitter, bro. They're bitter.
He really didn't blow up till Tupac and Biggie died.
Yeah.
This is the war.
Words. Yeah. But with that being said, man, we appreciate you tapping in, bro.
Thank you.
Like I said before we was interrupted, he took us down the rabbit hole. But
no, I just wanted to ask because yeah,
it was a good question. Before we go, man, can you puzzle our mind? Give us one last gem from the mind of Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like that we might not know down south, down here. You know,
the first person that comes to my mind is I'm gonna kind of branch off of Bumpy Johnson from Harlem, who's probably the most legendary black gangster, arguably, there ever was, right? I dove down his life researching, and I kind of realized that like a lot of the stuff that's out there is mythology. So I'm going to give you a name of a guy who was from Harlem at the same time as him, was in Alcatraz at the same time as him. He was convicted in the same dope case as him as a drug ringleader. This figure by the name of Sylvester Hoffler. They called him Skeets. They called him Radar Man. And I read an article about Radar Man. When he died, his funeral had like 75 Cadillacs in a line, and like he had like a $5,000 like bronze casket, and his crazy bulletproof Al Capone vehicle. I forget what kind of car it was, came by, and he was in that shit, and all kinds of celebrities were there. And they said it was like a who's who of gangsters and pimps coming from around the country. This is what they said in the article. Now take that for what it's worth. So I say him to say that, Bumpy Johnson has the most stain, or some, if you want to call it that, like as far as people know him. And they right away assume so many things about him, but there were other guys who were just as big as him at the same time. And I just don't want people to get caught up in the Bumpy Johnson stuff, because you got the shows, you got the book by his wife, you got the movie stuff. That's all bullshit. For the majority of it's actually bullshit. And I'm not trying to knock Bumpy Johnson's life, but I'm not saying he wasn't a gangster. I'm not saying he wasn't a tough guy, but I just want I researched the Harlem shit, and there was a lot of guys, man. He wasn't the only one. So yeah, Skeet Toffler, the Radar Man. You know, that's just a guy that I want to put on the map because people don't know about him.
So the King of, there was a lot of embarrassment in the King of New York and movies of that nature.
Yeah, we might have to do a show on that.
Okay.
So Bumpy Johnson was the first Tupac. This is. What you talking about? Nah, I'm just bullshit. I would never disrespect the OG Bumpy Johnson because I feel just like Joe. Not saying that he wasn't no gangster, but there's probably some other people out there who was doing the same thing at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll never disrespect the OG like that. Yeah, man, we appreciate you, Joe, man, and appreciate you tapping into the war words, man, and we're going to stay connected.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you in the future, bro.
No doubt, fellas. And again, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm humbled, and you know, I had a great time. And anytime you guys want, you know, chop it up, whatever, you could just I'm a text away.
We'll be tuning in with you, dog.
We appreciate you.
Stay on the line, man. Let's end the show, and I'm gonna just stay on the line for 1 second. We're gonna end the show, and then we're gonna talk.
No doubt.
All right. Appreciate you, dog.
Yes.
Salute to you, brother.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, yeah, what you think about my boy Joe, RMJR?
Hey, man, he laid it down, man. He brought a lot of facts. And one thing is key when you can research nowadays without the internet, that's a triple salute for me. Because most people, the internet.
Nah, man, Joe go get it. He go get it. He go get the facts. Let me tell you. So Joe hit me up, man, and I seen what he was saying in his messages intrigued me. So I was like, because a lot of people text me all the time about stuff. You could tell when people bullshitting or they dead serious. You feel me? And what me and Joe realized instantly was he knew I wasn't bullshitting, and I knew he wasn't bullshitting. You feel me? So I hit him up. Man, we stayed on the phone almost an hour, dog. And we was just talking. He was telling me about his journey in life. I was telling him about my journey in life. And you know, I just felt like, man, this dude need to tell his story because he got a lot of information, dog. And in my opinion, he should be up there with Vlad TV or something, bro. Like with the information that he got on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he should be tuned in with something like that. But maybe he can work with us and we can grind together on some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and get our game up, you know, and step our game up. Maybe that, I feel like everybody meet for a reason. I feel like we met Joe for a reason. You feel me?
Absolutely. I believe I'm with you on that.
Shout out to Joe, man. Shout out to Joe. He a young dude, man. He out of New Jersey. And he doing his thing, bro. He doing his thing. And y'all make sure y'all go check his Instagram out. I'm gonna put it in the comments when we get off of here because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But y'all make sure y'all go check his Instagram and his Facebook out. He got some dope stories on there, man. I'm talking about once you get on there, you'll be stuck on there like 30 minutes just looking at the stories that he got on his Instagram. Is you looking it up, Roland?
Yeah.
What is it?
His Instagram is Underworld Legends. All together. Underworld Legends with an S. All together.
Underworld Legends. Y'all make sure y'all go check my boy Joe out, man. For real dude, man. Young dude doing his thing. And make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the War Words. Subscribe to Lil Mo Films. Rolling.
Subscribe to the D Program Show. Hey, get Lil Mo to 10,000.
And y'all get rolling to 3,000.
I'm trying to get to 5. We
get
gonna
get 5.
Let's get to 5. We're gonna keep it moving, man. We on our way.
Yeah. And with that being said, this your boy, Poonie Moonie.
RMJR.
And this is
The War. Hey, we gone. We appreciate y'all. Y'all share this, man. Get the info out.